Hi everyone. Strava released a new version of their app on July 27th. They're at version 4.5. And I quote, "Introducing Strava Live, your iPhone is now a running and cycling computer." And I'm trying some of the new features. One of the new features is a new always-on display, and it's optimized for battery life, and it shows live performance feedback. The premium athletes also get live speed and paired devices data. I'm still using the free version, so I won't be able to see that. So let's launch the app. It opens up into whatever you had open last. I had the feed open last, and you can see some of my rides from before. Let's go to start a new ride. The button is now moved to the middle. And here we go. So a couple things about this screen. On the top left, you can select whether you want to do a bike ride or a run. On the top right, you can close this and go back to your feed. You can load a route. Now, I'm assuming this was in the last version, but I never used it. However, I have created a route here in Ottawa, and we can have a look and see how that works. So I use route, and I can just follow the line, do this ride, and end up back where I started, in this case. Click up here again and clear the route. Down near the bottom, you see where the start button is. Just above it to the left are the settings. From here, you can set the screen display, audio cues, external sensors, the auto pause, and live feature. So I have the auto pause set to on, so when I stop at a stoplight, the ride will automatically stop. But the top left, screen display, this is the new feature. So right now I have it set to always on. I can set it to 30 seconds before dimming. I can prevent the auto lock from turning on. So this is where the phone will go into lock mode and you have to struggle to put your password in, and most of the time while you're riding. So kind of irritating. So I was excited to see this new feature. So I have the screen display always on, and let's go back. So we're going to start a new ride. So I'm going to hit the play button, and you'll see it starting to count. Because I'm not actually riding anywhere, it's going to pause really fast, but you can see the time in seconds, the average speed in kilometers, and the distance. So it's reverting to this screen because it's gone into auto pause mode. You can see that clearly in the middle. So we're just going to stop this, and I'm going to delete it. I don't want that cluttering up my feed. I want to talk a little bit about the ride I did yesterday. So this ride here was an hour and a half long, 29 kilometers, so not a super long ride. However, because of the always-on display option, my battery on my phone was down to about 45%. The previous day, I did a similar ride, a little bit longer, but same duration. It was down to about 47%. So if I look back on some of the previous rides I've done that are approximately the same duration, I would probably get home and end up with about 75 to 80% of my battery. So the new option, the always-on display option, it does use quite a bit more battery. And while it's not a concern if you're only riding a couple hours, if you get into some really long rides, you're going to have a problem. So my advice to you is use the option for short rides, but for the longer rides, I would highly recommend turning that feature off. And that's it. So we talked a little bit about the always-on display option, and we had a look at the routes. Thanks, and we'll talk to you all soon.